Carlos, this is season 5 of Off Your Flosser podcast.
Season cinco. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to say it in Spanish.
That's fair enough. Throwback to your heritage.
You know.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you. Here we go.
So today is what? 4:15.
I don't know. Oh, it's tax day. Y'all better have your stuff done.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Well,
Too late now.
I'm planning on moving to Bolivia, so I'm not doing it.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
So.
Did I tell you my tax story?
No. You have a tax story?
So
well,
yeah, last
what episode
year,
is this? Real quick.
203. I said that. 203.
Did you? Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know.
I never listened to anything you said.
So last year,
okay.
I got some bad news from my tax guy. Sorry, I can't do LLCs with more than like 1099 anymore. And I was like, oh crap, because I've been seeing him for years.
Right.
Years. I guess I'll go to like H&R Block or something. So I go there. She calculates all this stuff. It was probably a week and a half long process.
Sure.
Which that's about what my tax guy took. So I was like, okay. So I go back in to HR Block and they're like, oh, by the way, you owe like $2,800. And I was like, wow.
I'm not even tell you what I owed last year.
So I was like, okay, fine, I'll pay the taxes. Come this year, we take our taxes in to it's just a small business, local, types it all up and and he goes, okay, you'll owe $1,200. And I was like, wait, I don't have to come back? How'd you do that? Was this like wizardry or something? So he literally in 45 minutes, start to finish,
if you have the right software, they have this high-end accountant software that if you're doing it with a calculator and a pen, it's going to take a week, bro. But some of these guys can knock that out in under an hour and a half, man. If you got the right software.
Yeah. So they had the right software. I was like, we're coming back next year. Dude. Plus, let me give you this little tidbit. H&R Block did something wrong and he caught it. But he goes, but the cost for me to redo taxes from last year, do an amendment, blah, 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 it'll equal out. So I was like, okay, fine, just forget it.
Yeah.
It cost me at H&R Block $300 to do my taxes. This guy, I think $220 tops.
Dude, I think you got a new tax guy.
I think I have a new tax guy, and I'm gonna throw a shout out there because
some chocolate for Christmas time or something.
I know, right? It's O'Neill Tax Service in Bonne Terre, Missouri.
Boom.
Like if you're around here, go for it, dude. Like,
what's the guy's name? Do you remember? I'm sorry.
Doug? No, I'm Nate. Nate?
Steve?
Ah, shoot. I have his card somewhere, but anyway. It was an amazing experience. I found him on Facebook. Like it was a post. And I said in the comments, I said, hey, do you guys do LLC? And they said, yes, just call this number. And I was like, wow.
Well,
wow.
That's 12 is a lower number than 28. So
yes, yeah. And I had money left over from what I saved. I was like,
hell yeah. Now you can go buy
I went to the strip club with it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You got to celebrate, son. You got to celebrate and do it right.
Dollar bills,
y'all. Well, nothing exciting like that's happened to me, and but I have been doing a few shows lately. For some reason they're just stringing together, and they're not huge money gigs, but they're local, so I can do it after work.
Yeah,
do
break it out
in the middle of the day. Not the middle of the day, but you know what I'm saying. Like in the middle of the week, it's not a big deal,
right?
And yeah. So the other night I did one with a buddy of mine, and we were at it was the clubhouse of this like fancy apartment complex. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
There's like a big guest pool out back. I mean, the place looks like a hotel, is what it looks like.
Okay.
Nice. Multiple rooms. So they had this one room set up, and it was funny because there was like a impromptu bar set up on one end.
Nice.
Had these I thought they were caskets, but it turns out they were just giant coolers, like these giant igloo coolers. You know what I mean? Like putting fish in or something.
Big?
Dude, they were huge. I want to say.
I mean,
I'm exaggerating. I want to say 6 feet, but that might be a little bit much. But they were at least
Yeah.
5 feet long. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like you could stick a marble or
Wow.
something. I've never seen. There were like two of them. I'm like, somebody died. Can we just go ahead and handle that? Well, before we start the comedy show, and they were like, no, dude, open it up, full of beer. I'm like,
Mm.
is there a Diet Coke somewhere? They were like, nah. You want a beer? We have a light beer. I'm like, I'm not drinking this
Yeah,
crap.
we don't do, like, kids drinks here.
Yeah, no, I gotta drive, man. They were like, we got water. I'm like, give me water.
You could have
Who
some
doesn't,
ice out of the cooler.
who doesn't have diet soda, bro? That's all I'm saying.
How are they gonna make a rum and coke or something? Was it
I don't
just
know.
beer? Like, that's all they
No, they
had? They
had
didn't have
beer. They had
wine?
all kinds of wines. Yeah, the red, whites. A
Purple.
couple. I don't drink wine, so all the
Right,
different
yeah.
flavors of wine. And a couple different kinds of beers. And but no water, but no diet soda, which I thought was weird, but whatever. And it was a fun show, man. It was a real fun show. I mean, it wasn't, again, it wasn't a high paying gig, but my buddy Eric Hunter, he's a funny dude, bro.
Yeah.
He's got like this dry sarcasm,
Yes.
kind
Yeah.
of, and you don't. It's kind of like you don't see it coming. It's like a slow burn. It's not like in your face
Right.
and real loud. It's just you have to think about some of his jokes. And
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
dude, real nice guy. And I never know if he's serious when he calls. He's always saying something weird, and I'm like, "Dude, are you
Sarcastically.
doing material or are you serious?" Right? So, um, and then last night I opened for a lady who's you see her all over like YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. Her name is
Yeah.
Jessica Kirson, Kirson, black hair, dresses in black, really loud, and yeah,
Is
she
she from Jersey?
yeah, Jersey, New York, I think, yeah,
She
and
is?
yeah,
Oh, I
and,
guessed
and,
it.
and she cusses a little bit, and
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was funny because it was at a country club last night in
Okay.
the capital city country club in Brookhaven, right?
Okay. Okay.
Fancy, fancy spot.
Fancy.
Yeah, they had a
Oh,
security guy and everything, right? Like a gate to get into the
wow. And you're like, "I'm on the list."
and the houses were like nice getting to this place, right? Like I was like, holy shit! I went there.
Okay.
I performed there once before, like 5 6 years ago, and I didn't remember that I'd been there before. You know what I mean? But when I
Mhm.
pulled into the lot, I was like, oh, okay. I did. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
looks familiar. Dinner
Been
was
there, done that.
fantastic. They gave us dinner, so
Oh,
they sent me the
nice.
menu a couple days ago, and I was like, let me get the seared tuna, dude. It was delicious, bro.
Oh,
It was really
was
really
it
good.
your eat day too?
Yeah, so I kinda went in,
Thank
I went
goodness.
in low key and, got this one beef thing and I just, it dips it was so the sauce on the tuna was so good, I dipped the burger in that,
Yeah.
in some of that stuff. And then, they had diet sodas, in glass bottles.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
snap.
Yeah, so and a little thing to pop the lid on.
Glass
I didn't
bottles?
know Coke Zero
Wow.
came in glass bottles.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
because you don't make enough money.
No, I gotta
It's
buy
a whole other world.
the chemically, plastic ones. Anyway, the show went great, but I used
Yeah.
some language that was inappropriate, and then I go, "I didn't even wanna do that," and I'll
Yeah.
tell you off camera, but I used the word nutsack in the joke, right?
Ooh.
And then I did it like 6 times, and then I go, "I'm sorry, guys, I just wanna see how many times I can get away with saying that word," you know what I mean? And it was
Yeah.
and then they're laughing at that because at that point, they know that I was just messing with them, and then,
Right.
and I kept
Right.
going, and then I kept going with it, and I go, "I can't believe" and I started laughing. I go,
Yeah.
I can't wait till I get home so I can tell my wife is that I told a bunch of rich people the word nutsack about 8 times, and then they laughed at that, and then, like, you're not supposed to s you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's so dumb, but we just had a great time, and, yeah,
Yeah, but nobody
honest
said, "Oh, oh, oh, we're not rich." They all were like,
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah."
I had, like, a Walmart joke, and I'm like, "Oh, I forgot where I
They're
was
not
at." I go, "This is
they're
the
not
wrong
they're not
demographic."
gonna know what a Walmart
And I
is.
go, "Walmart is a place," and then they started laughing. They were like, "Yeah, we know what it is, and we're not going there." And so we were all on the same page. So
That's
it was,
hilarious.
yeah, no, they were
They go
it
to
was,
Target at the minimum Target.
if that, or they send somebody there. But
That's if they're slumming it.
dude, but some of these houses were
Yeah.
really really nice.
What do they do for a living, I wonder?
I don't know. They got to be like tech people or
Or like vice presidents and
of
presidents of
something.
big
Yeah, yeah.
companies and
Just
stuff. Yeah.
athletes. One of the guys told me that Jeff Foxworthy just moved into the neighborhood,
Oh,
and it's like an old. It looks like an old money neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah. Yes. I know exactly what you're
Like
saying.
that's who built it originally, and
Yeah.
I mean, so
I'll tell you,
I don't know.
when I was in hygiene school, a classmate, had this job that she did. Like every Christmas, she would go and watch these people's children for like they like all the whole family came in to this one the parents' house for Christmas, and they would spend like a week, and they would have so many like Christmas parties and stuff to go to that they would have hire us to watch their children while they're doing this stuff all day, all like into the evening. And this was old money. Like they had and I feel like I've talked about it before, but they had a huge home, and they had another home behind it, but that was the trophy room. And they had so you walk into the trophy room and you cascade down two sets of stairs. In the middle is a huge fireplace with tusks on either side.
Wow.
There's zebra skin on the wall. There's antelope heads. There's like I forget what
Moose
animals.
antlers, all kinds of stuff. Just
Oh, no, moose is way below them. We're talking like safari animals, like it's
okay.
crazy. So, but we got to go to one of they hosted a Christmas party in that house
Wow.
space. So we got to go and watch the children, and then it was like, okay, kids, bedtime. So we took the kids back to the main house.
Imagine having so much money that you have a whole other house just to do parties and shit in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What's the
yeah.
main house look like? You know what I mean?
But you could tell this was old money, you
Yeah.
know.
I you know, I wonder what people like that, what kind of problems they have. You know what I'm saying? Do they invent problems to have? Or is it,
Yeah.
legal shit? Is it they're just bored? I mean,
I think it's when your kids start dating someone who's not up to your level, like, that would create
oh,
tension with the parents and the kids, you know
they're
what I'm
just after
saying?
you for the money.
When they were
Yeah, yeah.
younger.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
"Excuse me, you cannot date the janitor. You cannot date a
Yeah.
fisherman. You cannot date a
Yeah. What they
bartender."
do, what
Like,
his parents
you
do? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what do his parents do?
Especially if it's a girl.
Oh,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
you know,
there that's not okay.
that
"But
sounds like
I
a
love him,"
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, that
yeah.
kinda thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, everybody has that, everybody has that level, but I guess if you got
Yeah,
that kind of money, it would be a thing. But, and everybody was super cool. Right, but
yeah,
you could just smell it in the air, you know what I mean? Because I don't know what it costs to be
right,
at this club, but I know it ain't cheap, you know what I mean? I would say,
right,
I don't know, maybe
right.
30, 40, 50 grand a year. I don't know. And I don't know what
I
else
don't
to
know.
do. I don't play
We're
golf
just
like
making
that.
it up, I don't know.
Who plays golf like that? But I guess here's the thing.
When you're old and retired or rich, you can play golf anytime you want.
Yeah. And, if here's the thing, like let's say it does cost 50 grand a year, right?
Yeah.
$1,000 a week, right? To be there. Um, but you meet people that help you make a couple 100 million. What do you give a shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, lots of
So
business is done on a golf course, right?
yeah, yeah. Or, or
Half
at
of them probably put it
conferences.
as a business investment, and then it's written off the taxes, so who cares,
You
you
know,
know?
they're calling your LLC guy, and they're like, "Hey, do you do $50,000 golf course right?" I don't know.
No,
Again, I'm just talking trash. I
that's
have
like
no idea what
most
this
of my
costs.
annual salary, so no, I don't.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man.
Oh, we're such little people here.
Oh yeah, no, we're just a blip on the financial radar. You
But
know.
it takes all kinds, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
was
poor
funny in all of them. I
people.
can tell you that much.
If you didn't have poor people, you wouldn't have rich people. So,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, because if everybody had the same amount of money, nobody'd be rich,
Yeah.
nobody'd be poor.
You
So it
couldn't
takes
get a
all
burger
kinds.
anywhere. I tell you that much.
Yeah,
Who's gonna do that? If I was rich, I'd I'm poor and I don't work at a burger place. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it takes all kinds.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying, you know?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming to the OIF economics class
That's right.
and social.
Forum is what we like to
Yeah.
call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I'm back in the op uh a
Yes.
couple days a week, right?
Yeah. And let's talk about that pedo office. Like, why wouldn't they hire a big guy to work at the pedo
Oh,
office?
it's probably the
Like a
safest person to have.
rah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
cuddly teddy bear, but do they know that? I guess
They
not.
don't know
Did
that.
you give him a
No.
hug in the interview?
No. I try to keep it professional. It was a lady, so and it'd be even weirder if it was a dude. You know what I mean?
What would you do if you go in there at the
Thank
end of
you.
the interview?
Thanks for your time.
Man, thank you so much for your time. Just give him a big old like, oh, I just
And
needed
the
this
peck on the
hug.
cheek and just weird them
You
all
know.
out. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Take care. You
You're like,
know?
I just want to prove that I'm a big teddy
Inappropriate,
bear.
Carlos.
And this guy's like, yeah, let's not call him back.
Well, I tempted a place a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
they like, hey, the staff really liked you. We like you. Da da da. Da.
Yeah.
We want to offer you the position. I was like, oh, did I give you the impression that I wanted to be there at 7 o'clock every day? Because I totally don't.
That
You
ain't
know what I mean?
me.
No,
That
no. 7 a.m. What are
ain't
you?
me, brah.
I'll go fishing or catch a flight and be there by 7. But you can kiss it, bro. If you think you and I didn't say that, of course, but it was just too
Mhm.
much time commitment, and I can't do that. So
Yeah.
I called. I'm still friends with a couple of hygienists that are still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last three. And
Yeah.
one of them told me, "Hey, they're looking, call." So
Yeah.
I called my old job. I said, "Hey," and it was a new HR lady. I never talked to her before,
Yeah.
and introduced myself. She's like, "Wait a minute, what's your last name?" She goes, "Did you used to work here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh no, I heard about you." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Really?"
snap.
I go, "It's all
Like all
lies."
good, I hope.
And then she goes, "No, it's all good stuff." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, it's totally lies." Then
Did
and
she laugh?
yeah, so she put me in contact with the main HR people, blah, 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 a bunch of old friends or whatever. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, I'm down there filling out paperwork, dude.
Yeah.
And they're super
It's
generous with
nice.
the flexibility and the
That's awesome.
the schedule. And basically they're like, dude, you can work as much as you want. We'll take whatever you want to get. And I was like, wow, you guys are
Yeah.
super accommodating, and I appreciate it because I still travel and I do stuff like on the weekend
Right.
stuff like.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so yeah, they're real. And my old guy I worked with,
Yeah.
Dr. Samby, he's like, dude, you got to come out here. I'm like, brother, that is a hike. I got to pack a lunch. Go down. But I might
Right.
go down there maybe one day a month or something, just to see those guys
Yeah.
and just hang out, whatever. Work, but
Yeah.
to,
Right.
to see my old people, man. But I don't know, man. I'm just in a good place. I'm in a peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't want to say
That's good.
a creative mindset right now because
Yeah.
I I kind of need structure. I kind of need a schedule because if I don't have a schedule, I
Yeah.
rely on myself to do it. I have a hard time being organized. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm kind of the same. Like so at work, I want my workspace a certain way. I'm a little OCD. Everything has to be clean when I leave. But then I come home and I'm just like, that can just sit there for a while. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So it's good. I had to get new scrubs because nothing fit from before, and that's a good
In a
problem to
good
have.
way. Like I would
Yeah.
have the opposite, like need new scrubs because they
And
don't fit.
scrubs don't stretch. Not these. These are made out of. No offense, then first, but no. I think all scrubs are always kind of like it's that
Yeah,
light. I don't
they
know what
don't
kind of
usually
material that is,
stretch.
but they don't stretch. They don't flex
Right.
with you. They're kind of
Yeah.
stiff, especially when they're brand new. But yeah. So if you gain 15 pounds, bro, that top is not going to look right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a straight jacket at that point. But no,
Yeah.
man, I'm good, and I'm getting my speed back up. I'm not as fast as I used to be,
Right.
but
Yeah.
the hand skills are coming back. Like the old habits are. I'm
Yeah,
falling
it's like
into it.
riding a
So
bike, I feel
yeah,
like.
and it was a while, man. It's like 2.5 years since I scaled anything, so it took a
Oh,
minute
wow.
to
That long?
my shoulders and my arms right, my shoulders were a little
Yes.
sore the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, what the hell is this?" Did I tweak
I'm
it?
telling you, get a saddle chair. I really, really like my saddle chair. So
Oh, yeah, yeah,
first
how's
started
that going? You have to
when I started using it,
is
like
it
I was like,
funky?
man, this thing, what?
Is it funky, like, weird? Like,
It
where
keeps
do you
me
put
straight. It keeps
yeah?
my back straight. And that's what I need, you know? It rolls a lot easier than my other chair, which is nice. And I had to get used to the padding on the chair. It's not like super thick or anything, and my other chairs are. So I was like, man, this is a little too, you know, thin or whatever. But then as I used it more, it kind of settled in and I felt fine.
Let me ask you
But
something. Does it take the weight like, when you sit in a regular chair, there's a weight on your tailbone, right? But in
yeah,
that thing, does it put it more like, and I'm not trying to be funny, but like on your butt or like your hips, you know what I'm saying? Like on your legs, or it's
yeah,
supposed to
so
distribute the weight easier, right?
it goes to your, like, core because your legs are coming out like this
Damn, I
and
gotta get
kinda
one
hanging down, so you're sitting straight on your core,
in your okay.
so, like, you're up straight
I need it for
and
this, bro.
uh-huh.
Need it for the podcast. I'm slouching. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just curious because it's
No,
got to feel different.
that was
It doesn't look
basically
like a
it.
regular seat. You know what I mean?
It doesn't, and, like, all the assistants are like, "Oh, I wanna try it, I wanna try it." I was like, "Sure, go ahead." The only thing is I have to be very careful when I go to sit down because it's up a little higher, and you can't
Uh,
just plop down into it. You kinda have to straddle it and sit straight down. Otherwise, it, like, pew,
shoot out. Does
which
it have
I've almost fallen
Does it have a
once.
horn, like, right at the front there so you can, like, wrap your rope around it when you lasso things?
No, it doesn't have that.
Okay.
No.
You know what I'm talking about though, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like, not an English saddle, but
A
a
cowboy.
Western saddle or something,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the horn, like, you hold on to that while you're doing the reins of the
Y
horse.
well, that no, that or, like, don't they lasso things and then wrap it around that?
Yeah,
And
they
then
can't yeah,
pull yeah.
yeah.
I've never done it, but I mean, I've
I've
seen
never
it on
done it.
movies and stuff, yeah. Have you ever I know this is a weird segue, but have you ever ridden a real horse?
Yeah, a couple times, a few
Like
times.
this like a walking around type of thing, or like where it's
Yeah.
hauling ass around
No,
barrels and
no,
stuff?
never like that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds scary to me.
My sister had a horse, but we didn't ride it very often. It was more like a
You feed it
pet
carrots and
kinda
shit.
situation, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would go out and feed it and
like a
stuff.
giant dog.
Yeah, but my little sister and her boyfriend at the time and me and John went on a trail ride with
Okay.
these horses, but the horses they use for that are so, like, chill. But, like, if the horse in front of me started to go a little faster, this horse would go a little faster to keep up.
Ooh,
Um, and at one point, we were going at a little bit of a trot, but that was it.
yeah,
Like,
I like the sound they make, you know what I mean?
yeah, cluck, 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 cluck,
Yeah.
cluck, cluck, cluck. Yeah.
That's a huge, powerful animal. A horse is an amazing beast. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about them other than they'll kick you in the face and kill you, but and they're fast as hell too, so
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder though, there's gotta be a weight limit on the rider to the horse. There's gotta be, right?
Like a ratio.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah,
weigh more
pretty
than 200
much.
pounds, you need to ride this type of horse, or
Yeah.
you're too fat
I
for a
think
horse. At some point, you gotta be too fat for a horse, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
you gotta worry about the welfare of the horse, yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like if the horse pretty much bucks you off, that was too much.
yeah,
They're like, "You know what, dude? That's enough of that."
yeah, and I'm not
There's
making fun of
a
fat people because 'cause I'm still fat. I'm just saying
yeah.
there's gotta be a healthy limit for the horse is what I'm saying. I saw a
There
dude
was
do chiropractic on a horse on YouTube.
oh, yeah, I've been watching, some of these TikToks, they're doing chiro on dogs and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, 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 I've seen that guy too, like a muscular Russian
What?
dude or something,
Something, yeah,
and then, like,
yeah.
like, pit bulls and mastiffs, I'm like, "This guy's gonna get his
Rottweiler.
face bit off."
He, like, turned his head, and then he went, "Pop," and the
Oh,
Rottweiler just looked at him like
the hell was that?
I was like, "Whoa,"
I
and then
saw
there
one
was
where
another dog that was growling at him.
yeah, we grabbed him like in a some sort of full Nelson thing.
He just held his hand there until, like, he calmed down a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause, man,
Oh,
can you
he's gonna
imagine
get
trying
bit.
to yeah, oh, one day. He probably already has, let's be honest.
There's another guy, white dude. I think he's a chiropractor, and he does people too, like in New York,
Yeah.
right? And the guy is like really, really good, like super fast. But I didn't know he did animals too. So I saw him. He was up like on a stool,
Yeah.
cracking a horse's hip, like lower back type of thing.
How?
I don't know.
What?
Like he'll go right there. You see how they're and then he'll just sort of like he's doing a CPR compression. It's crazy.
Bop.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can
Okay.
kind of hear it, and the horse is like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" And that's how do you even figure something like that out? Is all I want to know. You know,
Lots of studying, I guess.
I
I
don't
don't
know, man. Experimentation. I had a buddy who used to crack his dog. He had like a giant, like it was like a German Shepherd, but I don't know if he was fat or just real fluffy. Do they have fluffy German Shepherds? They look like a lassie dog, but a German Shepherd. You know what I mean? Is that
I'm
a
sure
thing?
they do. Yeah, I guess yeah. They can get
Maybe maybe
fluffy.
maybe it was a different type of dog. I don't know what it was, but it looked like a giant German Shepherd, right?
You can Google
And
it.
and he could crack its back, and the
Oh.
dog let it, and the dog was like, "Oh yeah,"
Probably
And
'cause it felt better.
that was like 35 years ago, maybe. And
Yeah.
I always wondered, I got dogs. I wonder if I can crack their back, but I'm afraid to try because I don't want to kill one of my dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Did a
doing. I want to hurt.
Yorkie. He had the Yorkie's legs back, like,
Uh-uh.
straight back, and he just went, "Poop," and then not poop, but he went, "Boop," and it was like, you hear this little crack, crack, and the Yorkie's like,
I wonder if they
"Alright."
really need that. I don't know. You know,
I don't know either.
the dog just had a stressful day. He's like, ugh, I'm tired of digging around the same hole. My shoulders are acting up. Can you guys do something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
My gait's a little off,
Yeah.
you know?
I can see maybe an older dog with some arthritis might need a little massage or something.
Yeah.
I don't know about cracking dogs.
Polly I used to get Polly massages. I had a lady that would come to my house, and she would do Polly's too.
Really? Like
Oh,
cracker
yeah.
or massages?
No, 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 massage, and she would literally like, you could tell she was walking a little stiff because she broke her hip when she was 5, and, like, she always walked funny, but after a massage, like, I could tell the difference. She would, like, swagger a little more, you
Huh.
know?
Okay.
Yeah. I
Feel a
was
little
like,
loosey goosey there.
"Yes,
Did you play that
100%.
song? All the pretty girls walk like this.
This.
And here
All
goes Polly.
the pretty girls work like this."
Evidently, there are long-haired German shepherds, and they look like wolves, bro.
Oh. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
kinda want a German shepherd because 'cause they're super
Yeah,
trainable and they're protective, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. You can get a
They're
Belgian
highly
Malinois too.
Yeah, those are badass. Those dogs are
I think they
they're
look a
like
little scarier.
they're smaller than German shepherds, but they're like
Oh,
ninjas.
are they?
Have you seen these things?
Yeah,
Trained
they're,
things?
like, usually darker in
They
color
run
and
up
stuff.
they run up trees. I saw Did you see John Wick 3? And there's another one in John Wick 4. The one
I
that
haven't
the
seen
2
John Wick
dogs
4 yet.
that Halle Berry had. The 2
Yeah,
dogs, right? Remember that? Those are,
I gotta
Belgian
watch it again.
Malinois. Dude, the this
Yeah.
with they were anyway, they run up walls 10 feet, 12 feet. And they jump over the top. Like, if you have a fence, unless it's 20 feet tall, you're screwed because
You're screwed, yeah.
they're gonna
If
get
you have a
over it,
tree next to the fence, it's even worse.
It's
Have you
over.
seen on TikTok, they have this dog, it's one of those German Shepherd Belgian, but it runs up the wall and pushes off and
Yeah.
catches something way over here,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the
No,
guy will catch the dog.
that's horrifying. A dog that's like a monkey cat dog thing?
And he's, like, gaining speed as
Oh
he's
my
running
god.
up the wall. Like, his
Dude,
feet are touching the
that's a badass
wall.
dog. I don't know, I think those are super high energy dogs, and you gotta run the shit out
Yeah.
of them, or they're gonna be just crazy, you know what I mean, in the
Yeah, like
house.
separation anxiety or
I think
something.
Anthony would lose an arm with something like that in the house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that might be a
Yeah.
little bit much, you know?
Yeah, so maybe a Yorkie instead.
Yeah. Something that if it bit him, it's not gonna break the skin. It's funny
Right.
because Snickers will let me pet her, but if Anthony
Yeah.
does it, she'll growl, right? And then she'll kinda nip at him. She won't break his skin, but he thinks
Right.
it's funny. He'll go, then he'll laugh and then go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he just won't leave her alone. I'm like, "Dude."
One of these days.
And he calls her Ticker, not Snickers,
Oh, because he can't say
Ticker.
Snickers. Yeah, that's funny.
And then he goes, "Take her." And I'm like, "Did she bite you?" He goes, "Uh-huh." I'm like, "Well, leave her alone." And then I see him a minute later, he's over there trying to pet her again. And then she'll let him sometimes, but you get about
Yeah.
1 or 2 pats and then get lost, kid, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And,
Yeah, that's enough of that.
I don't say anything because she's not hurting him. She's just letting him know, "Hey,
Right.
don't."
He probably has, like, sticky hands or something,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's like, "I don't want that on my fur. Bye-bye."
No, no, hop off, kid, you know what I mean? Get off of
Yeah.
me, you know? It's
Jeez.
cute though, it's but
Yeah.
he'll hug her and then she'll, like, let him,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
he just wants him and then he'll try to chase him. He tries to chase Butter too, and I'm like, "Dude,
yeah,
Butter's skittish, leave him alone, don't chase him."
yeah.
You So
Evans
yeah, I'm sorry.
we got Evans a toy chainsaw, and he was chasing Parker around the Airbnb house that we were like,
Mm.
"Yeah, okay, leave Parker alone. He's scared of it."
Yeah, yeah. And they have, like, this fascination with messing with dogs, and I don't think it's even malicious. I think it's just funny that they have some controlling and they can make something else respond a certain
Yeah,
way, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Um, the other day, I'm at my daughter's house, right? And,
yeah.
the boy has a little remote control, like, Jeep thing with, like, foamy
Yeah,
sponge
yeah,
wheels, right? So it's safe for
yeah.
inside, and this thing rips. This thing hauls ass, right? And
Wow.
doesn't take up you charge it USB, and then
Uh-huh.
you put batteries in the remote, but this thing rips, and then when I come over, he puts it on the stairs, and we launch it off the stairs. So anyway, he's playing with it by
Yes.
himself, and he runs into the baby. He runs it into the baby, and the girl starts crying, and then dad picks her up, and he goes, "Come here." He goes, "Did you hit your sister?" He goes, "No."
No, the car did.
No, we saw him do it, and I was just like, he goes, "Did you do it?" He goes, and he said, "Yeah, like the truck hit," he tried to, like, blame it that the thing just
Yeah,
turned into
yeah,
her. He goes, "You
yeah.
gotta be careful around your sister, buddy. Alright, go." And then he kinda, like, threw himself on the ground like, "Ah," like, all dramatic, you know?
Right.
Like, kids are funny, man. They're funny.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. It's scary though
Mm.
because he this fool opens the front door. I caught him in the front yard the other day. I'm like, "Alright." So I have
And
locks.
nobody around?
No,
Oh,
my son was, like,
yeah.
there right there, but
Oh,
he
okay.
knows how to unlock the doors. So we have this thing that you glue to the doors
Yeah.
that will pop up over the handle so he can't mess with it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I gotta booby trap the whole house. I keep this kid from escaping. He's like a ninja.
Yep. Yep.
And they're fearless. They don't know that they can die if they fall off of something, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "Buddy,
Right, or
please."
run into the street or whatever,
So
yeah.
stressful, so stressful.
Yeah.
How about Big Tuna? Does he do wild stuff, like climb on shit that he's not supposed to or what?
He's not too crazy wild, but did I tell you that he took off while we were in, Little Rock?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so he was standing, in the front yard, and he didn't wanna come inside, so I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going inside," and I go and I act like I closed the door,
Mm.
and then so he was just out of my sight, and so I close the door, and then I kinda, like, sneak over and peek around the corner, and he's freaking in it's a little side road, so it's not, like, heavily traveled, but he was, like, on the edge of the road. He didn't give a crap that I left. So and
Alright.
then I was like, I go, "Hey, get up here." And then he takes off down the road and he's running. And I'm just like, and I have 2 broken feet because I fell. Well, not broken, but so I'm like
Yeah.
hobbling after him, like,
And they're
like a
fast.
yes, he's fast. And finally, like, I think he was just done. He takes his he had some toy in his hand. He just throws it straight up in the air and runs into a bush and falls down. By this time, Ashley had come around the corner. She goes, "Where's Evans? Where's Evans?" I go, "He's right here." She couldn't see him, and I go, she goes, "Where?" And I go, "He fell in the bush." He
Yeah.
thought it was hilarious.
Speak of the devil, look who's
Oh, I was
coming
gonna
up.
say, is he coming in?
What are you doing, buddy? Alright,
And his
well,
dimples are cute.
bye. Yeah, no, he's a cute kid, man, but he's a little mischievous sometimes. I
Yeah.
gotta
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta watch
I
him.
think they're supposed to be.
Oh my god.
Oh, speaking of Big Tuna, he is coming to Tone Tone's birthday. She booked her flight
Ooh,
last night.
nice.
You should come out.
No promises. I want to.
Uh-huh. It's June 10th.
Okay.
But we're gonna do either a big pot of jambalaya or a seafood boil, something like that. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. It depends on how many people RSVP.
Okay.
But Big Tuna's been taking swim classes, so we'll have the pool open. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. What else? What else? Oh, he bought me a present and it's gonna come in the mail.
Mm.
She said that he picked it out, and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." So, yeah, I'm excited
That sounds
about
like
that.
fun. That sounds like yeah,
Yeah.
they change so much so quickly, and, you gotta enjoy the
Yeah.
ride, and,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
definitely.
I enjoy spending I wish I could spend time all my time with all 3 of them
Yes.
and just cook
Yes.
for them and just hang out with them. But, they need to do their regular kid stuff and spend time with their parents, so I guess,
Right, right. Yeah.
Alright,
All
well,
right,
you
I
good?
have to go get ready
I know.
for
Yeah, me
this,
too.
first communion, and, and then and then later, my little sister's birthday's coming up at the end of the month, so I'm taking her my other sister, taking her to get our toes done, and we're gonna get dinner
Nice, nice.
later tonight. Yep,
Um,
it should
yeah,
be
we might
really
be
nice.
going out to get him a bike, and I don't know if we're gonna get like a cool tricycle
The
or
stride right where he has to balance, that kinda
he
thing?
no, he's got one of those and he's a
Oh,
beast.
okay.
So we want to get him something with
Oh.
pedals. Yeah, I know, dude. This
Oh,
kid,
wow.
yeah. And we were getting the
Nice.
mail the other day, and we see a neighbor kid, run down our cul-de-sac on a bike,
Yeah.
and he lost his mind. He was like, "Papa," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's
Oh,
a bike." He's like, "Oh," and I see his little brain just
I
smoking,
want one,
like,
I want one, I
or
want
whatever
one.
that is. I don't know what that is, Playboy, but I want one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Oh,
get him a little bike, and then we're gonna be on these streets, freaking,
yeah.
pedaling him around and trying to keep him from going.
Right. Oh,
But that
that'd
means we
be
gotta get a
awesome.
helmet and pads and all that nonsense, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We
Yep.
didn't have any
Gotta
of
get
that
it
shit when I
all.
was a kid, dude. It was like, "Here you go. Take your life in your own hands,"
Right.
you know?
Mommy will fix your boo-boo after you crash.
I'm surprised none of us died, seriously. We used to jump ramps and just scrape
Oh,
it to death,
yeah.
just
Yes.
wild. My
Yeah.
brother, he was a bigger kid. I'll finish on this, right?
Yeah.
And, this is back in the early '80s when you could still smack your kid in public, right? And as long as you didn't punch him, nobody really said anything. And if
Right. You just gotta smack it in the
he
back
was
of the
being a
head, like,
jerk, then he probably deserved it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
no one ever hit girls, but I'm saying that sometimes boys,
Yeah.
you got to shake them a little bit.
Yeah.
And, he was a chunky kid, right?
Yeah.
I want to say it's maybe 1983, 84, something like that.
Yeah.
And my dad's telling me the story. He goes, "Your brother broke his arm, right?" I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, he's pissed off, right? I go, "What happened?" He goes, "I told him." He was out there with his bike. I was leaving to go to the store. I said, "Don't
Mhm.
jump the ramps." All the other boys were jumping the ramps, and he's a bigger kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So baseball, football, stuff that where your feet are on the ground is a different story. He was a
Yeah.
monster. I mean, he would knock the
Yeah.
ball out of the park like 4 out of 5 times. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
hoss, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But agility and skateboarding and roller skates and jumping ramps is not your
Yeah.
shit, so don't do it.
Yeah.
Uh, of course, he jumps a ramp and breaks his arm, right? And not horrible, but I mean, it was broken. And
Yeah.
so he has to walk the bike back to the house. And my dad's like, "What happened?" He's like, "I think I broke my arm." He's like, and he's trying not to, but I know he's cursed at him in Spanish because it's extra funny to hear somebody getting cussed out in Spanish. Shit is hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And my he's old and calm now, but at the time, dude, in the early '80s,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was still a tough dude, right? And so I remember him telling me, he was like, I go, "So what happened?" He goes, "I smacked him all the way to the hospital." He didn't literally smack him all the way to the
Yeah.
hospital, but he was just in his ass, just yelling at him, and it just made me laugh. I was like, because the poor kid, he's like 13,
Yeah.
awkward, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
he's in pain, his arm is broken, and he's just getting just chewed up alive.
Railed.
And I'm sure Pop probably not slapped him, but just knocked him upside the head a
But,
couple
yeah,
times.
like,
Just like, "Hey,
"Come
you
on, man.
idiot.
What's
I
wrong
mean,
with you?"
now I got a
Yeah.
copay, your season's ruined, and I told you not to do it." And, yeah, I think what pissed him off is that he told him not to do it,
Right,
is
right.
what
He
happened. Now
did not listen.
if an accident happens, then it happens.
Right.
I told you specifically, don't the ramp was sketch, bro. It was a piece of wet plywood. It had too much flex.
On
You're
a
200
brick.
pounds. Yeah, on a cinder block, you're gonna bust your behind. And but that was a different time though. We did dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the point is, I find myself saying that to Anthony. I'm like, buddy, don't do stupid things. Don't do dumb things because that's how you get hurt. Get off of that.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm turning into my dad. I'm not gonna hit him, but I
Right,
the
right. Like,
frustration, I
what's
still
wrong with
feel it,
you?
So we're getting him a helmet is the bottom line, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Dwight Schrute says, if I'm about to do something, I ask myself, would an idiot do that? And if the answer is yes, I do not do that thing.
That's sound advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And on that note,
Dwight
I think we're
P.
good.
Schrute.
And if you guys are
Yes.
still listening,
Yeah.
you might be
Make
idiots.
sure you go floss yourselves. Oh my gosh.
That's
Okay.
hilarious. Oh, that's almost as bad as that nutsack joke last night at the fancy country.
Oh Lord. And on that nutsack note, let's end this episode 203.
Yeah, that's right. All right,
All
guys. Take
right.
care. Thank you. And
Bye.
go floss yourselves. Good
Go
night.
floss yourselves.
Peace.